This is Borjomi, a spa town in the middle of a gorge here in Georgia, famous for its mineral waters, sulphur pools, and some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. I got here to Borjomi yesterday afternoon, and I've got one day to go out and see as much as I can, and I'm just going to take you with me, show you the sights of everything that needs to be seen in this town. So everything I'm going to show you is all walking distance, thank God, and I'm loving this place already. So I'm staying in a cheap hotel just not too far away from here, and because I'm in the mountains, I had one of the best sleeps I had for a long time, meaning that this morning I felt the energy to go for a run. I went through the main town for a little 5-kilometer run in the cool air, and it was just quiet. This is the main start to the tourist side of the town, where you've got lots of fountains around, which is natural for a town based on water. And I was talking to the owner last night of the hotel, and she was telling me that during the weekdays it's better to come here, because at the weekends it just goes a little bit crazy. And wherever you go in this town, there's always a river, I've noticed. So many bridges. But where I'm heading towards is the Central Historical Park and the sulphur pools. Even as I'm walking along, you've just got beautiful scenery within the town. It just takes your breath away. Now, I'm not sure what that is meant to be. It does look like a snail, or it's a very dangerous skate park. Now, the hotel I am staying in is £11 a night. It works out about 40 Lowry. Because I booked it online for one night, I asked for an extra night, and because I didn't book it online face to face, she charged me 35 Lowry, so I got it cheaper than booking.com. But this place is just beautiful. I know I say it a lot. Every town, every city that springs out and says, look at me. But this feels just natural. And although I'm staying in a cheap hotel, there is hotels that will break my budget, like this one here. Yeah, that's a bit too expensive just looking at it. Borjomi is about 810 meters above sea level, which is probably why my lungs were going hyperventilating this morning on the run. But I've just arrived at the historical history park. I think I've got to pay to get in. And just there is a cable car that takes you up to the hills, and in the distance up there you can just see a Ferris wheel, and I might just go on that later on. It costs 5 Lowry to get in, so I got my ticket, and this is the park. They look like they're doing a lot of renovation around here as well. I'll admit, I have not done much research, mainly because I got told by someone on the bus coming here, don't do it, just have a route lined up and be expected. And this is the Catherine Spring Pavilion, translated as Catherine Spring Pavilion. So this is a domed glass and metal structure built over the main spring that the locals will bring bottles to fill them up, and I'm going to do it myself. Now I have bought a bottle with me, but it's still full, so I'm going to have to gulp this down just to get more water. It's a good job I'm thirsty. I drank that so quick. So the mineral waters of Borjomi has been consumed since, they reckon, the 1st century. And it's only since 1841 that it's been really used as a medical purposes. Right, let's go and get some water. So I think you just got to turn up and give them an empty bottle and they just fill it up. Thank you. Haven't been in Georgia for over 2 weeks now. I've come to the understanding that Georgians do not understand the concept of queuing at all. But I've got my water. Here's a taste test. Ooh, wasn't expecting that. It tastes like I've just been sucking on a 2p coin from England. It's very bitter. It's got a sulphury taste. Ugh. I guess it's an acquired taste. So there's the sign saying exactly what's in it. Hydrocarbon, natron, but then it tells you that it's good for chronic illness of digestive system and a lot of other stuff. So there's 2 people down there just dishing out the water, and if you don't want to have a bottle, then you can actually have a glass, which they provide. So the pavilion itself is named after the Grand Duchess Electrina Romanov, who promoted Borjomi spa culture in the 19th century. And I'm still trying to get over the taste of the water. So this central park, and you can just see the pavilion down the bottom there, was laid out in the mid-1800s after Russian soldiers rediscovered the mineral springs. Now it's the 1840s and 50s that the Russian royal family took an interest in this place, and they funded improvements. They planted exotic trees and turned the area into a landscaped leisure place for visitors to come to try the waters. And by the end of the 19th century, this park was more like the Russian Empire's Vichy. It had spa treatments, orchestras in the park, and it was just the place to be. Now I've still got the taste. I've had 3 sips now, and it's getting grittier. But if it's going to be helping my digestive system, then I'm going to carry on to the very bottom of the bottle. So even across the river there is the Bridge of Love, where you've got various locks from people who've put them, where you can actually buy a lock if you so wish. And then there's a memorial here. If we can just get to it. So to Jan Premsel, and it's his contribution to the development of Borjomi Baenology. Now I've just had to look up to find out what baenology is, and it is the science of bathing in mineral waters. That's a lot of studying. Get in the water, what does it do? Write about it. At the moment it looks like there's a lot of work getting done around here. It's meant to be a playground, and the path itself, it's got tiles waiting to be laid. But here's a waterfall that looks amazing with a statue in the middle. So this is the Prometheus statue, and he was a Greek rebel, the bringer of fire, which doesn't make sense when you're between two waterfalls. I'm going to have a walk down further into the park to the Sulphur Pools, which is about a 30-minute walk, but there is plenty to see on the way down, and it's through the woods. Plenty of seats to sit down for when I get a little bit tired, and just loads of scenery. So I've had a quick stop. I'm about halfway, and it's a cafe in the middle of the woods. Needed a coffee. They've got one, and it's just a beautiful area. So the woman that works here has just told me they catch trout in the water, which they then cook and serve, and then told me the whole menu. But I'm just happy with the coffee for now. So after a good trek through the woods, I'm finally at the Sulphur Pool, and it's nothing like what I expected. I would love to go in and join these people in the Tsar Sulphur Pool, but unfortunately it costs 15 lari to go in, which is just over £4. So this would have been an exclusive sulphur pool for the Russian elite to come through, to go through the woods in the middle of nowhere. But I don't think it looked like that at the time. So the Russian high society believed that using these thermal pools were good for the locomotor or nervous system and curing other ailments. It's been a nice walk down here, and obviously there's other people that can't afford to go in neither, so they're just on the outskirts using the waters, the river, instead of the pools. And if I'd known there was a horse that could brought us here, I probably still would have used it. Too expensive. Right, I'm back out the park, and I thought I'd have a little wander up to the cable car, which takes you all the way up to the very top. Get a bit closer up there, and there's a Ferris wheel, there's a restaurant, but it costs 15 lari one way. So to go up and then come down, 30 lari. That's nearly the cost of a cheap hostel. And I've just worked it out, it's £8.30. Wow! I mean, it's not really that far to go up, all the way up. So my camera's not close enough to zoom in up there. So I've used my iPhone. So the cable car goes from here and then all the way to the top. And the Ferris wheel is actually moving. I wonder how much that costs. Now I could get it for free if I was to walk up a trail that takes you up there, but I think I have done enough walking. But right at the entrance of the park is this place. This is Firuza Palace, built in 1892 by the Iranian consul to the Russian Empire, and it mixes Persian, Georgian, European architecture all in one. And I think it's now a hotel, but the detail that you've got in everything is amazing. Now this has probably been the hardest thing I've had to film, because the amount of cars that have gone past blasting music, you've got a policeman in the background that loves his horn, and the amount of people that is just walking in front of me is just been driving me crazy. Tucked away just down from the palace is another water point. So if you don't want to go into the city park, you can actually get some water from here, the mineral water. Now I have filled another bottle up, and I've tasted it already, and it tastes just as bad as the water inside. So you're asking yourself, did I actually drink a full bottle before filling up again? Not really. I drank half of it, and because I was so determined to find out if it tasted the same coming out of that little hose pipe, then I emptied it out. But this place is just an amazing town. I mean, what time is it now? It's coming up to 10 to 4. I've been out for about 5 hours. And would I recommend anybody to come here? Definitely. Definitely. Now I would say that this place would probably be about a 3-night, 2-day stay. 1 day just for the park itself, and then another day to get around and see everything else. And I totally get why the Russian royalty, famous artists from the past, would really want to come here. Just to chill with views like this behind me and views like this in front of me. It is a stunning place. And I haven't got round to everything that I wanted to see. Time is short. I am off tomorrow. But where am I going? Because I've been concentrating on getting here for the last couple of days, I've not even thought ahead of what I'm doing next. But tonight I'll sit down and work it out. There are other things I wanted to see, such as the fortress overlooking the gorge. The Romanov Palace was meant to be something that is worth seeing, but I haven't got the time. So if you've enjoyed this video, then all you got to do is press that like button. If you want to see where I end up next, then you subscribe, and hopefully I'll find out tonight. But it's time for me to get back to the hotel, mainly because my phone is on about 5% battery, and I'm going to try and finish off the bottle of water. So until the next time, bye bye for now.